So, hello and welcome to my commentary of my recent PB for the speedrun of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This is going to be Act 1 New Game Story Glitchless. Previously on such places as my last commentary and my last PB, we hit a 48:32, and in this run it's going to be substantially quicker. Thanks to Gordo's Games, who helped me out with the new routing and new strats. He was teaching me catching me up and teaching me the newest strategies, because my previous run was from 4 months ago, I believe now. It was 4 or 5 months ago. It was back in May. So I was still doing kind of old strats at the time. So let's start the commentary, or start the video here, so we can actually start the commentary as well. Yeah. It's going to be a slow intro. The intro is about 5 minutes long. Oh, we're running on story as well. You love Gordo's Games on Twitch? Exactly. I'll have his information in the description of my video if you're watching this on YouTube. Don't forget to come on down to twitch.tv/excel86j if you would like to join in with our live studio audience here. Alright, first thing we're going to be doing, grabbing the rose.
Alright, let's go. I'll accompany you there.
Hopefully the audio levels are okay.
Ready to see her again?
Yeah. Been ready.
She set up these grapple shortcuts. Nice, huh?
Don't tell your sister though. I sort of borrowed the
So there isn't much to explain here in the intro. It's just, like I say, it's a prologue, or whatever you want to call it, intro prologue thing. It's like 5 minutes long. We're going to be cruising along here, grabbing these grapple hooks, and in a second we are going to have our first battle, and it's kind of a tutorial battle with Mael. Some of the, even compared to my last PB, this route hasn't really changed, or at least for me, I haven't changed it up until after Evac. So everything up to the first boss is essentially going to be the same, because I still stick with Lanceram and a few other strats that I used to do, but we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. First thing we're going to do is attack this small child. Then parry and counter for some nice damage. Then we're going to pepper a couple of handgun shots, because, you know, you should always start the speedrun by shooting a child, right? Parry everything, and then counter to kill. Or to win. Maybe not, you don't really kill her, but the game does say in the bottom left corner that you killed her. We just skip that. So she's dead, and now we move on. Alright, 1 minute 40 and we've killed a small child. Awesome. Let's continue.
I don't really understand. You and Sophie broke up.
Now that small child is also going to be the crux of this speedrun, as you've probably already seen in other runs. She is going to come in clutch for a lot of the game, or a lot of this part of the game that I run. She's still quite vital in the rest of the full game runs, but I still have yet to learn the full game, which I'm going to start doing soon. Gordo's given me the route and the notes and everything. He's going to help me learn that. So here we're running through town as Sophie.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I can't remember if I got scuffed on the statue at the end. I probably did. It's one of them things that you can try to save time at some parts on this little running section, but you can get cucked if you do it wrong. Like, you can jump this gap next to this lamppost here, but if you scuff it, then you'll bonk, and you end up losing more time than you save. I tend to just stick boots on the ground and try and just, you know, hoof it and keep good line as much as I can. And then at the statue here, you can go, like, down at the bottom. You can go around it, or you can go through the center of the... I think it's like a fish or something. It's like an animal. You can jump through the gap of it, and well, you can run over it, and it will give you a nice smooth shortcut, but it can trip you up, and if you jump, then you get roll at the end. I think I maybe got a roll. Oh. If my PC would stop cucking on the video. Hello. Let's try that again. This may be this render, which, if it does it every time, I have another copy of this video. Okay, no, it was just my PC shitting itself, sorry. So I got the roll meme there.
I've always loved the harbor.
To be fair, what I'll do is I'll probably submit my... If this does this a few times, this could be sort of invalid for submission. So if that's the case, I was going to submit the commentary, had it not have many video glitches like that. However, I do have the non-commentated raw, just the speedrun, which I will upload separately, and I may just submit that one as the submission and publish this video on YouTube just for viewing. It's not really an issue either way. And then if that's either, well, regardless of how it goes, in the description of this video, you can find a non-commentated version of this run below.
I shall.
So here we're going to be talking and skipping some dialogue with these small children. Then we run over and see Mael, and this is just busy work, and we're about to be finishing up with the prologue. It's just under 5 minutes.
Yeah. Look, I know.
I wonder if they'll have it. Well, actually, there is, I think, on PC, I think they do a no intro run for this, where you start at the Meadows, which is the next area. Spring Meadows. So we say no to another encounter with Mael, because we don't need to do it.
Our beloved.
Don't get
Skip 3 lines of dialogue, and then run up to Emma.
If I don't say goodbye.
So there isn't much to explain in terms of strategies or anything yet, but it gets juicy the further we get through. I've changed a lot of things compared to my last run, so again, if you watch my previous commentary, you will see quite a bit of differences in routing as we go. Simplified and streamlined, less menus, more damage, and I actually got quite a lot of crits in this run. My spoilers, I wasn't happy with my menuing moving forward into this run, but I'd only had small amounts of individual little practices and not actually many full run attempts. This was my second attempt of this evening on the date of which I ran it, which you can see in the top. And I'd done one reset to this next boss coming up 13 minutes in, because I didn't get the shield skip. We'll get to that. And then I did this run, and it just went, and I was happy with it. I would really like if my video player would actually just not keep breaking up like that, though. There's no reason why that's happening. My PC's not really under that much duress, so I don't know why it's doing it, but... Alright, first Lancer. I actually, like, missed the first shot, but that's like a hitbox meme. It's no problem. We're going to parry this, and then counter to kill. They can get you like that when you're trying to shoot the weak point, and you're pretty sure the crosshair is dead on. The game says no, you're not. Lost a little bit of time, but nothing too stressful. It might be time to get a new mouse, because that mouse is double left clicking when I'm only pressing it once. It's been doing it all day, and it's really annoying. Right, so here we are in Spring Meadows. We're going to be jumping over some rocks to try and get a little bit of propulsion off the top there. And the way I like to run this part is I don't hop around that much. I just try and, again, keep boots to the ground, but run around the bodies as much as possible here, because you can trip over them. And you can lose like 5-10 seconds in this screen just from little trips that sometimes you can't see, and sometimes it's because of those bodies and your line might have been slightly off. Like, that was one of the cleanest run-throughs there I've ever had without getting scuffed once, and that saved me a lot of time here, believe it or not. About 7 or 8 seconds, I think, to be precise. So we're going to do a couple of shots to the weak point and an attack, followed by Ice Lance, which will drop the guy. It very rarely will lowball you and not quite kill, but this time we were fine. So we're out there at 7:13 with Dodger, which is a new Pictos. I love, and I always say this, one thing I love about this game is it has that Elden Ring approach where it shows you what the thing does at the bottom. Like, it stays up for a considerable amount of time, enough for you to see the description for the viewer of the, either the player of the game or the viewer of the run / viewer of whatever, viewer of the challenge or whatever you're watching, right? It's just handy that it's always on display there. Dude, why is this happening? I don't understand this. This is really, like, cucking me a little bit. I wish it would stop doing this. I can, like, maybe edit these parts down in post, but I have no reason, I have no answer as to why it's doing that. I have another version of this video, but it's a lower quality one. It's just the 720p original recording. This is a 1440p render. Right, anyway, Lancer Ram. So, let's shoot these Lancers in the weak point, then attack. I think, did I get lowballed here, or did this kill? So, there we go. I got lowballed from the ice. We expect him to die, and this guy to die on the counter. So already, in the first, like, 10 minutes here, there's quite a bit of time saved for me, because there's a couple of things that went wrong. I'd actually forgotten about these. The reason it's not a big deal, really, so he had 5 HP. The reason it's not a huge deal for me is because I was doing a quicker strategy here that didn't quite pay off, but worked out at the same timing as my old strategy. So not too bad in the long run. I used to do fire strats, which make them always die because they will die to burn. And in this case, the ice wasn't enough and the fire would have been better there, but I generally used to approach that fight quite differently with I think with the gunshots and everything. I can't fully remember exactly how I used to do it, but I'm sure I did it slightly differently. Here we're going to look at the pink flowers and use that as a line, like a visual in which to jump and clear the ledge to avoid climbing. So I took that extra fight. You may see other people run this and not take the fight that I took with the Lancers. It's because I wanted the weapon Lancer Ram for Gus. This will help me. This will help all of the damage equations coming up on the next boss. So these enemies, Velesters, can only be parried, or you can only kill them with parry counters like that, like I was doing at the start, or by shooting their weak points and using free aim and ranged in general. And I can't remember if magic hits them, like Lune's spells. I haven't done that in the longest time, but they dodge all melee, and sometimes, very rarely, you can actually get to connect on them with a melee attack. So it can work in a pinch, but we usually expect that to miss. Sometimes as well, you can get lowballed on Gus's damage again there, and Lune has to clear up for 5 damage. So there's a couple of tiny little memes that can happen in the early game, but nothing too crazy, you know? Just a couple of seconds here and there. You can be here at like 10, 14 or something in my route, and I've lost a bit of time for some of these little memes, but it's okay. We're going to potentially save some time here compared to the way I used to do this previously. So instead of going round, now we're going to jump down towards this blue vertical branch, use that as your guide, and then just jump up here and grab Dead Energy 2. That was it. I was correct the first time. I nearly second-guessed myself. And then we're going to be hopping up, doing a quick menu, equipping Lancer Ram, equipping Critical Burn, which we picked up earlier for Gus, and we're going to be equipping Dodger as well as that Dead Energy that we just received. So Gus has everything. Then we do attributes, 6 might on both characters, skills for Gus, marking shot. Now all of this is going to come into play against the boss, the Lancer Ram, the might, and the marking shot. Marking shot synergizes well with Lune's immolation fire. It stacks more fire when it's a marked target. So that's something we're going to be using to stack fire on him for good, reliable damage. We're going to take this counter for a shield. Hopefully, it's like, there's a few ways this fight can go. There's like 3 or 4. He could start with a spell opener, which means you get a team counter and you remove 2 shields. In this case, he went for a solo attack. Gus then does Assault to remove the last shields and just do a trickle of damage, and Lune will do Immolate. Now, Avec is choosing to do a spell. It could have done another solo here, so we're going to parry this, and then dodge. Oh no, I did take the counter on this one, just for the damage. And then most of the time for the rest of the fight, we're going to be dodging a lot of its the endings of its spells. So you'll do parry, parry, dodge on a spell normally. But there's a couple of different ways you can do this, and it depends on what he does. Ideally, you want him to hit a solo character so that you get a crit burn counter for like 200 to 300 damage. But fire, as you can see here for 8 tick, does 252. So that's quite a substantial amount. I believe this one we're going to do parry, parry, dodge. Yeah. And then Gus gets Dodger, which means he gets AP for perfect dodging. We're going to mark the target again. Then we're going to dodge these. I may have killed one of them. No, I think I dodged this one as well. Yeah. And she's just going to do an attack. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's just to... Then the burn will happen. This is just to set him up in the right health range. I'll use the mouse here to show this. But we're looking to get his HP around here. Anywhere past or near the end of his break bar, and he will get shields. So we're going to use the burst shot on his core there to get his HP in the right place. And now Overcharge should kill him and skip the shield phase. Then we get this really cool finish, scripted. Must fall. totally like Avengers. That's sweet. I love that. There's another boss that you have a cool ending. There's a couple, actually. A couple of bosses where you have some cool endings like that. Like cinematic endings. So then we get Cleansing Tint. We're never going to use that, so don't worry about that. So then sub 14, we are out of there. 13, 16 is when I split for the boss. I split on the final hit, but 1336 was the end of the boss fight. So you can call that a 1336 as well if you want. However you want to call it. But that was a shield skip on a Vec. What it would have done there, if we hadn't skipped the shields by doing the burst shot into the overcharge, it would have generated 7 shields. It would have got enraged, generated shields, and then potentially powered up, which is all time wasting long animations. And with 7 shields, you have to waste 7 AP to shoot it all down and then try and do your kill. So it can waste a lot of time. If you've already got it, I mean, most of the time you have got it super low, so you can, in a pinch, clear it up, spam shot it down, and just get a marking shot or something in to kill. It's not too horrible, but ideally you get it and you get the shield skip, and when you know the prerequisites and how much health range you need to get it in, like I pointed out, I made an image for this, which me and Gordo have, where it has, like, I made the marker for the shield skip, because I did many tests. I have some screenshots still on my PS5 showing the exact amounts that are like, this is too much, this is just right. So like a boundary marker of where to go.
Wait. Everyone. Looks like a different species.
This next boss has similar mechanics where he brings out flowers and there's 2 red and 2 blue, and he can absorb them to get a power up to do more melee attacks, and he can absorb the blue ones to get loads of shields. And it can waste loads of time, but we're going to actually, once again, skip that phase, so we can kind of bypass it. In my previous route, so Gobbleoo, this is where the run now will change compared to my previous PB, because Gobbleoo before, I did a complete different setup, and I shot flowers, and I had my own routing for it, whereas now I'm following this new route that Gordo taught me, so it is a lot quicker. We also get quite lucky, because we get a crit, and, you know, you're going to see it coming up, but we got a little bit to do before that. So, first of all, in the manor here, sub 16, that's pretty good. I'm going to hop up the stairs to save a little bit of time. And then go in and find my L. When the black bars appear, you're like in the cutscene and it's timed. So that's why you'll see me like spin and like joke around a little bit. Because we kind of can't really speed that up as far as I know. Here we're going to jump down the gap, and we're going to go straight for Curator. In the recent update, since when I last ran this, they patched Lampmaster, so you can't get a counter-attack on its light lamp blasts anymore, and you cannot talk to flags while people are talking. So we used to menu there, whereas, and you'll see other runners perhaps wait out the talking and do the menu, but we now route around that and streamline it. So we do our menus elsewhere at flags where it's more applicable. So here we're going to mark shot into... God, I can't remember what the move is called. Offensive switch into Immolate. Jump this, and then we're just going to do mark into per se, and he's dead. We're just using everything we have without leveling, just to get it done. And because of the way the Pictos are set up already with Gus, we will always get the same turn order, because he has 3 of them on, and he's, like, juiced for speed. Because those skills that we put on him, or the Pictos that we put on him before the first boss fight, they actually have speed benefits and things to them as well. And Dead Energy actually has a hidden damage buff. So by having it on, you'll get a slight damage upgrade, which is like a hidden value.
Who could have done this?
Guess.
So even though we don't kill any... Dead Energy is to give you more AP when you kill ads in a fight. But you think, why do you equip that? You don't kill the ads. That's why, because it has a hidden damage buff anyway. So, mixed with Critical Burn and Dodger, which is pretty much all we have there, it's ideal, because you get the speed buffs, you get the damage, you get the crit, you get, you know, it's lovely. Crit burn is 25% chance to critical a burned enemy, and we're always burning enemies. Here we're going to look at this rock, and we're going to jump and clear the gap. No climbing for us. We got both of the jumps. Nice. Some people go right there and pick up staggering attack. I don't use that anymore in this route. So for this whole route, I kept my start, which is getting Lancer Ram and being a bit slower for a Vec, but getting what I think is a consistent scripted shield skip near enough every time.
So many.
Versus
I don't like this.
skipping that and then getting Delarum at the end of the run before Lampmaster, which is Gordo's route. I chose to do it slightly different with his other tutelage in between. So he doesn't get Lanceram, and he has a faster Evec, and he goes and gets Delaram at the end. I take Lanceram, and I have a slower Evec, but I skip Delaram at the end, and I go straight for the boss, because I have my own strategy for the final boss. I'm going to do my menu here now. So here we're going to give my L crit burn. Dodger, I believe. No, sorry, Dead Energy. I had a little bit of an issue with the menuing. So this is what I was on about earlier. My menuing is bad in this run because I'm only just getting it down. So Gus, we give 4 agility and the rest into might. Lune, 9 agility. And Mael just gets might. Now, this will stop us changing any Pictos around. We're going to learn Powerful. She's going to learn Swift Stride and then Degagement for later, just to get it out of the way. Yo, Hien, thanks for the luck, dude. Hope you're doing well. So, instead of having to change Pictos around, in my old route, it was called Dodger Swapper, where I used to swap Dodger, because it had just enough speed to change over the turn orders, because sometimes I used to have Gus going first for the Sucker Patate fights. And I used to change it over so Gus could tint Lune, and Lune could get the job done with the fire. Whereas now we do it a little bit different, and we set out the agility off the bat on that menu, and then we rarely need to touch it for the rest of the run now. Lune gets a little bit more agility later, and everyone else just gets might now, and that's it, and you just cruise. So here we parry, parry, parry counter, get the double shield gone. Well, he's already jumping, we may as well. Then we go straight into Immolate. Gus will now do Powerful. Mael, Swift Stride, because it's already on fire, so she gets put into Virtuose stance, which is her most powerful 200% damage stance. Then here, we're going to take a solo counter for 250 damage. If Mael gets it, it actually over-damages him too fast and phase shifts him into the flowers. So you need to be a little bit slower to be faster with him. So we dodge that last bounce, so we don't actually counter. Then Lune does Ice Lance now. This will slow the boss and stop it from being able to act. We do Mark and Shot into Per Se, which is a perfect synergy, and gives us a 6,000 crit, which is fantastic. And here we're going to parry into Dodge, so as not to over-damage too early, because we still want to keep it within our script. More fire again to reburn. He then overcharges to stun it. This will skip its turn. It also does a grip of damage, we like that. Then now it's on fire, so she can Swift Stride again and be back into Virtuose. It's going to grow many flowers, which we're going to just skip all of this and ignore it. We're just going to Immolate, and then Marking Per Se, and it's dead. Boom. And then Mael, take it away. Got him. And then we're out of there. 32 seconds ahead. Nice one. Sub 22, God Blue. That's what we like to see. Cool fight. Alrighty, off we go. Now over to the Sucker Patates. So now we're back at camp. We're going to stop over to the Curator. And we're going to upgrade my Elm once. This will help us with for the next arena section with Mael, just have that little bit of extra damage. It saves a whole attack / an extra turn on every encounter coming up. So,
Did Noko tell you anything more about the village, other than red trees everywhere?
Noko's not great with specifics.
We'll just have to think like Gestrels then.
Ancient Sanctuary, here we come. So before, I used to do some menus here to make sure that Gus went first for the next boss fights. But we don't need to worry about that now. We're already in the correct turn order. Lune first, then Gus, then Mael. And what you've seen in the Gobbly fight is the shape of things to come for the next few. Like, it starts to become a laughable pattern. I should have jumped off here, but I didn't realise where I was until it was too late. But it's fine. This is going to become a laughable pattern, and you guys are going to literally know how to copy this by the end of the next few fights. Oh, this actually went a little bit wrong. I lost some time on this fight. because I forgot that it raises its shield if you don't parry. So you'll see that. I'll show you what not to do here. Parry this. Just get rid of the shield. Then Lune is going to shoot and then do immolate because he still has a shield. If he'd have started with the shield attack, we would have done a team counter and broke all of them at the first phase. So we immolate into powerful. Make sure you hit both perfects on powerful. Swift stride because it's already on fire. Virtuose. Now it's going to do the shield thing. And I was trying to save time by dodging. But if you dodge it instead of parrying that, it will do this. Which then wastes a bit of time, actually. So I should have parried that. Because it turns out I'm going to have to parry it in a minute anyway. Spoilers. Lune would skip turn. Gus does marking. Then I parried this. And unfortunately, it removed my mark. But I needed to parry it. So luckily, this still killed. Usually we want the marking into per se. But yeah, I think if when I come back to run this again, I'll make sure I counter that when he does the shield. I was trying to save time and lost time while trying to save it. So I should have just, you know, done it the old way. But it's okay. It still worked out in around the time it should have that I expected to take. I just lost like 2 or 3 seconds because of the animation of him lifting the shield. No big deal. Got an unfortunate cycle with that enemy where he's close and blocking the inside line. We can normally tuck around to the right, but I had to go wide there because he was here. So I'm now seeing, and I said this when I finished this run, I know I've got about 30-40 seconds of time saving this. But this still absolutely batters my previous run and moves me a few places up the board. I think to maybe like 5th or something. I can't remember. I know out of my team, the Chocobo Knights, I'm the second fastest now other than Gordo for this particular run. So here we're going to be making sure everyone's got their Luminas equipped for crit burn and dodger and dead energy and whatnot, and where applicable. We're going to give Lune 12 agility and 9 might. Mael just gets might and Gus just gets might. He already has his 4 agi. He's sorted now for the rest of the game. And Lune giving her a little bit more here just to make sure that she is fast enough to compensate with other Pictos changes and things as well to maintain the turn order. Alright, this is Ultimate Saka Patate. The Ultimate Saka. So this is God Roll territory, because Lune getting hit first gives her the AP to do everything we want her to do. So she's going to do Immolate to start things off, and again you're going to see the pattern. Then, Powerful, which is a damage buff, by the way, for 3 turns, if you didn't know. Then here, counter this. Excellent. Mael's going to do Swift Stride.
Ready to evade.
And then Lune getting targeted again, the best possible that you can hope for. Now she will guaranteed have enough AP to do the next strat, because you want to do 4 to 5 shots here. There we go, to break his weak point. And now we have enough to immolate as well. With 2 to spare, that's fantastic. Now it's going to unleash its full power, because you've taken away the shield. Then we're going to do marking, and now we have to parry, dodge these electric blasts. Because we don't want to remove the mark. Even if it is on Mael, the per se will do more. Bop! 8500, big crit. Huge time save here because of the crit. Now, normally you may not get the crit there and you have to do a whole nother cycle, maybe do another per se. So here we're just going to mash through and skip the QTE. Perfect timing. We're going to hit it with a mark shot. And it's dead to the fire. Nice. So they were 1 minute and 7 seconds ahead of my previous PB. Now we get Breaker, which we're going to be using a bit later. So now we're heading to the arena section, where upgrading Mael's first sword, Maelum, will come in handy. This is where she will benefit from that the most. She did for them boss fights as well. Oh gosh, it's crackling up again. Hello, dude. PC, are you okay? Jesus. It's not even like... It's on 13% CPU usage. It's not... It's fine. I don't know why it's kicking up a fuss. Just 'cause I'm trying to record. I'm going to blame VLC here. So, we're going to chuck Mael's Might up to 30. And then we're going to learn Rain of Fire. Which is her next fire skill. Which is going to just carry the rest of the run. It's very, very good. Casually as well. Very, very good. So.
Village of Jestrels.
They seem better at surviving than humans.
I guess intelligence is not a prerequisite.
Then we get to see Golgra.
There's
We need to.
I've been playing some of the optional endgame content on my spare time, and there's some cool stuff with her, and it was fun. She's a cool character, I like her.
We all
the straight.
She's also a fun boss.
Lead the way.
Okay.
for survival on the continent.
I think I actually got low damage rolled on one of these encounters as well, which is just unfortunate. Due to high CPU usage. Yeah, my CPU usage is between 9 and 13%. So that doesn't seem... I think it's just VLC being a dick. Alright, here we're going to do parry, their first attack, into Rain of Fire. The fire hits hard because of the big stack. Parry this and they're dead. And that's the format for the rest of these rounds on each opponent. Rain of Fire mixed with the upgraded sword saves an extra turn here. Like I said, we used to have to do another Mael attack, so we're saving some time. Yeah, like you are right, but in this instance it shouldn't be doing it because my PC's barely doing anything. So it literally has no excuse. It's just being a bitch. Bop. We're just going to accept the fact that it's breaking up a little bit. It's okay. A little bit annoying, yes, but it's happening, and we're this far now, and I'm not doing it again. So, tough. We'll just rewind and make sure that the end result has all of the content, even if it does have some like stutters like that. We'll just wind it back until we see everything. It's no problem, like we have been. It'll be okay. Like I said, I'm probably going to submit my actual run for the leaderboard, but then this can still be on YouTube, so it's okay. This was the one I got low damaged on, so I just had to finish it off with an extra attack. This guy's my favourite character. Because of the way he talks. He's awesome. He does stuff like... He's great. Alright, for CL, this one she's going to do Sealed Fate, so there's RNG on this of what attack she does, but we know the attacks, so we just parry, get a chunk of damage, or what's about 700, Rain of Fire, Flames, Rain. Oh, she didn't say that one this time. Then she burns, and then she does Rush, and then she dies. This was a okay CL. I've had quicker where she didn't even get to do Rush. So it saved like 2 seconds because the fire highballed on one of my other attempts. But that's still pretty god tier CL. So that's pretty much what you want to expect there. So we get given the best weapon in the game, which is Medallion, which is a broken weapon for Mael, who's the best character in the game.
Thank you.
Just
The password is get out of my way! Alright, now we have CL. And CL is a goddess. She is one of my favorite, if not my favorite character. She's great. I love her. And it's because of my stubbornness and my will to fit in a particular strategy using her that my end boss is different to what it should be. But it's my own personally routed Lampmaster strats using Phantom Blade from CL. Which, that's why out of stubbornness and spite, I went against the way that Gordo was teaching that part. And I'll do it for the full run, I'll do it his way then. But just for the Act 1, when the last boss is Lampmaster and we don't have to do any more, I was like, let me see if I can get a Phantom Blade strat in. Because I used to use it in my old route in a different way. Well, I use it the same way, it does the same thing. But it was just, the fight was a lot different back then, and I've changed it all up, and this Lampmaster was exactly perfect. Like, if I remember correctly, like, it went I couldn't have asked for any better. So, and this is all completely new strats that we're going to be doing here as well at SKA's Nest. We didn't do any of this in the previous route. So, we're doing a menu here. Lunate out, CL in. Then, we're going to be giving her Breaker. And some Luminers. Crit Burn, Dead Energy, Dodger, if poss. Nice one. Then here we do a menu. We do Attributes. So we're going to need to top up Gus's Might. Top up her Might. And then do 15 agility and 30 might for CL. Then it's going to be her skills. We're going to learn the bottom row, so Harvest, which we don't use, Searing Bond, which we don't use, Firing Shadow, which we don't use, Fortune's Fury, which you would use later in the full run. I don't need it. And then Phantom Blade, my favourite move. And we equipped it to a button that I like it on, which is R trigger and triangle, so I know where it is. Out of muscle memory now. And that's it. That's basically the second to last menu of the whole run. The next thing we do in terms of menuing is on the way to Lamp Master, I think we equip 2 Pictos, which we're gonna, one of them we're gonna get here. So, and this is all. This is gonna be all completely different, a different Francois, and different routing for the entirety of this area compared to my previous run, because we do a teleport strat now. So again, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Bit of deja vu again.
This game's awesome.
Feels a little.
I've been enjoying playing this casually as well, doing optional, like I said, optional end game, high level shit, and there's just always something else, dude. This game is kind of big, actually. There's always another dungeon or another hidden boss you didn't know about. It's got a lot of stuff. And like, I was watching a documentary about this game last night. I should post it on Discord for you guys. Because the fact that this game exists is a sheer miracle. Like, everyone who worked on this had barely done anything in games before, and they've all come out here and just made one of the best games of our generation. It's actually insane.
The more information we get, the more questions I have.
They've shot themselves in the dick, though, because good luck making something better than this now. Like, good luck doing any other games ever, because you got to top this, probably, and you're kind of boned, guys, I'm sorry to say, because you made gold on your first attempt, and now you've got to make platinum at least. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of, like, rare materials. Anyway, Francois. This game's awesome. Right. We outspeed him, so we're going to do 3 aim shots into a normal shot. A normal attack, sorry. 4 free aim shots into an attack. Then we're going to parry. Doof. Excellent. Then we're going to mark. So we used to do fire strats here. We don't need to do that. Just per se instead. GG's. Less than 20 seconds. 19 seconds. Before we used to do Sealed Fate with CL, which was 5 to 7 hits to break the shields. Then we did Fire. Then we did Rain of Fire. Then we did something else. And then it died to Fire. We had to parry two blasts, and then it eventually died to Fire. So we speed that all up now. Gordo taught me that one. That was a good one. He was like... Because Francois is really weak. He's really weak to fire, and he's not that tanky anyway. He has a really powerful attack, but he's a glass cannon. So, and sometimes you don't realize how much influence your attack has on their health bar. So the first Sacre Patate and Francois are deceptive, because you think, I'm going to have to do this, that, and that into another round of this, that, and that. No, you can just kind of mark it and per se, and it just kills him. And that's she may have got a crit there, but she pretty much kills him every time. It's pretty consistent, so it doesn't have a lot of HP, and she always does a grip of damage, and now she's on her Mega Sword as well. So she starts in Virtuose stance. The best thing about doing the tournament as Mael, the arena we just did, is that if she wins, she gets Medallion, and Medallion, as I said, is the best weapon in the game. It gives her access to Virtuose immediately, which does 200% damage immediately. So her first attack can just be a per se, and it hits like a truck, especially if you put marking target on it. So here, we ran back to Francois and teleport out instead of taking the route the game would let you go linearly, the way it shows you in the cutscenes that SKA opens for you. And we miss out on Energizing Start 3. But because of that, I saved time because of the teleport by quite a lot, but I'm actually going to lose a little bit of time, about 10 or 17, I think, seconds, by going here and getting Energizing Start 1. This will give me what I need for the same... It does the same thing. It gives me 1 AP at the start of the battle, which is for CL. But it's still a lot quicker than the route you would run through SKA's Nest. So here we're going to go camp, because you have to do it. So we're going to do our final camp, and then we're coming up to the final boss. Probably one of my favourite bosses in the entire game. Like, Lampmaster really is kind of iconic in this vacuum of this game, I think. Well, to me it is as well, especially as a speedrunner, because you fight him a lot. So here we're going to go to Curator again, and you may already know what we're going to do here. We're going to upgrade Medallion, and we're going to upgrade it twice. So we're going to give it a nice grip of extra damage. You can do it without this. It's not may not be fully needed, but it seals the deal, so I would advise to just do it. Then we're coming up to my special Phantom Blade strat, which I was really proud to be able to get in and still save the time that I wanted to save. There won't be any spoilers either. Everything will get skipped, so don't worry. There's nothing going to be spoiled here. It's just the only spoiler is this boss fight. So, especially I say that more for the people watching me live right now, just in case. Spoiler of a really cool boss fight, but other than that, gonna be some really cool strategies. So after Francois, we are 2 minutes and 3 seconds ahead, just to catch you up on the pace. With more to go. So Gordo here would go right, go in, climb up an extra zone, go into that area, shoot 3 locks for a paint cage, and get access to the weapon Delaram, which you would use not only for this next boss and with his routing, but you need it for Verso moving forward with the rest of the game as well. So it's like you do need it in the full run, but here I don't. I also don't need to climb up and get first strike because I've routed around it, and I wanted to save that time going up there and doing that thing and climbing up here and getting first strike. So yeah, I had a slower evac at the start because I do my Lancer Ram strat, but that's only by 22 seconds. It was about 23, I think, because I had a bad one, didn't we, in this run, but that's okay. But 23 seconds, it would definitely take me 35 to 40 to go and get Delaram and go and get first strike. And then in full runs, you would also loop around to the right coming up here and get SOS Powerful. Which again, when I do the full route, I'll do it all that way. Because in the context of the full game, it's not as much time lost. You don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Oh, well, free time save for the next run. Bloody blah. But in an Act 1 run that is only 45 minutes, I was trying to streamline as much as I could. Because the more things you have access to, yeah, the easier this is, and you can have a great run and a great route with it, but your time will be slower. Like, if you're just trying to get sub-hour, oh, you can do quite a few different things. You could do marking shots, you could go and get Energizing Start 3, not do the teleport, still get Energizing Start 1, still go and get Delaram. You could put all of it together and get a sub-hour, nice comfy sub-hour run, easy to do. But again, I was trying to save as much time as I could, really. If I run this in marathons, which I think I would like to, Act 1 at least, only, I would do maybe this route, because I'm pretty comfortable with this route, and it's the faster route that I've done, but it also has the least menuing, and it's kind of the easiest to remember. You just have to remember the agility stats that you need for the characters, but you can put that in a notepad. Just like, at this point, give Lune 9 and Gus 4, and then sweet. Some people do Gus 3 and then Gus 1, and I just did Gus 4, and then just, he's done. And then I did Lune, like, 6 and then 9, and then that's done, and that's it. And then her for 15 and 30, and that's it as well. So CL here gets Breaker. Mael will now get Augmented First Strike. CL should have had Energizing Start 1. I may have forgotten to equip it after going to bloody get it. I think I may remember coming down like in a minute and equip it in a minute. Maybe. But if I don't, I got lucky, and maybe I don't need to pick it up. We're going to find out right now, because I didn't see me equip that there. I saw him equip Breaker on CL, but not Energizing Start, which he should have done. This guy sucks. But, however, if he gets lucky here and doesn't equip it and doesn't actually need it, because I know Lampy goes well, then maybe I can avoid it and save even more time, and I don't need Energizing Start. I guess by the time CL does her thing, it was just a safety anyway. Fucking can't be a safety if you don't equip it, doy. But maybe I do it here before going in, because we don't do this flag anymore because of the talking. No, I think I just sent it. I did not equip Energizing Start. Oh, fuck. Oh, gosh. I don't think... Nah, whatever. I don't think I should do that intentionally, because maybe I just got lucky here, but CL isn't first, so it just gives her 1 extra, but she'll just get AP anyway, so I guess it wasn't needed. Anyway, that's fine. I was worried. I don't know how that worked. No, I did equip it. Okay, I just missed that. I must have done it so quick. I didn't see it. I just saw her equip Breaker. Anyway, so Gus is going to do a counter. So she does have it. We're fine. Then here, in the previous patch and in my previous speedruns, this was counterable, and now it's not. So we had to route around it. So we're going to do Focus Foretell into Rain of Fire. Big crit. Here we're going to do Powerful for the damage buff. And this is where you're going to see my Phantom Blade strats coming in, ladies and gents. Counter this. Get them, CL. Crit Burn and Breaker kicking in. Lovely. So the boss being over halfway on its stagger gauge here is a perfect, because she's about to stagger it. And over halfway is just free. Phantom Blade for 7,000. Big crit. He's stunned. She then gets a Swift Stride to get back into Virtuose, and it dies to fire. Perfect. Cannot get any better than that in my route. That is the perfect phase 1 for me with the Phantom Blade strat. Then this move sucks ass. You have to jump it. If this hits you, the run's dead. Because it will silence you and you can't do any skills. And you need damn skills to do the run. You know, that is so over if you don't jump that. Alright, marking into Focus Foretell. The damage is irrelevant. It's just for the setup. Then she has 10 Foretell stacked, ready for another Phantom Blade. Parry this. Bop. Then Flames Rain, Rain of Fire, big damage. He's really weak to fire. That does an absolute grip. Deceptive health bar. Now he's got 10 stack of fire, 10 foretell, and he's about to get broken. Here, I dodged everything intentionally, and I tell you for why. Because I realised at this boss fight, I've done a hitless run if nothing hits me from Lampmaster. So this is actually as well a hitless speedrun, by the way, because nobody's taken... as far as I'm aware, I don't think anyone got hit, and I don't think I made any mistakes in terms of people getting hit. Even against the Succapatate when he did the shield. And then Phantom Blade to kill. Marking shot Phantom Blade. It's dead. End of the run. 45-34. Saving 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Then here I quit out and show like my save and everything. You don't need to anymore. So there is that. And of course this video is already set up to go as it is. You don't really need to show your saves anymore, because normally you would go... We used to finish that next fight, go to a Verso, and then show the autosave for the end of the complete act. But in terms of the official speedrun, it actually ends on the final hit of Lampmaster when you confirm the reward screen. So all of this is not really needed now. And just to confirm, that's version 57661. Played on the PlayStation 5. So yeah, thank you for watching.